Tonight's lesson is on solving absolute value equations. So looking at our first example, we have the absolute value of x equals 3. So what we're trying to determine is the absolute value of what number is going to be 3 units from 0. So if we look at a number line, what numbers on a number line are 3 units from 0? What do you think? Remember, absolute value represents the distance a number is from 0. So we could go 3 units to the right, 1, 2, 3. So the number 3 is 3 units from 0. Are there any other numbers that are 3 units from 0? Yes, we could go to the left, 1, 2, 3. And negative 3 is also 3 units from 0. Remember that the distance a number is from 0 is what absolute value is. It's the distance a number is from 0. So x could be, the answer could be 3, or the answer x could be negative 3. So for absolute value, you're going to find that there's, most of the time, there's going to be 2 answers to your equation. In this case, 3 and negative 3. Okay, so let's look at another example. This time we have the absolute value of x minus 5 is equal to 10. Now, we want to know is, what is 10 units from 0? What number or numbers are 10 units from 0? Well, x minus 5 could be positive 10, because positive 10 is 10 units from 0. Or x minus 5 could be negative 10, because negative 10 is also 10 units from 0. So whatever is inside the absolute value grouping symbol is either going to be positive or negative, because both of those numbers are 10 units from 0. Now we go ahead and solve both of these equations. And get our answers. So 15 minus 5 is 10, and that's 10 units from 0. Negative 5 minus 5 is negative 10, and negative 10 is also 10 units from 0. Are you getting the idea? Okay, let's go a little bit more complicated. Now, this time, we have to, before we set up our 2 equations, we have to clean up, we have to undo what's outside the grouping symbol. So we first have to get rid of the 2. I'm dyslexic upside down. We have to get rid of the 2, so we're going to undo multiplication with division. Clean it up a little bit, so that way we have just an absolute value. Okay, now that we have just an absolute value, now we can set up the 2 equations. So we want to know what number is 8 units from 0. Well, there's 2 of them. X plus 4 could be positive 8, and x plus 4 could be what? That's right, negative 8. And so now we solve and get our answers. So if I plug 4 in here, 4 plus 4 is 8. Yes, 8 is 8 units from 0. Plug negative 12 in. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Yes, negative 8 is 8 units from 0. Okay, now let's take a look at a little bit more complicated one. Let's see. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but we're going to try anyway. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to clean up the outside. So we're going to start by subtracting the 2 on both sides. Dividing by the negative 1 out front. Now, something to keep in mind. If you ever get down to absolute value equals a negative number, then there is no solution. Okay? Because you can't have a negative distance from 0. So we're looking for 2 numbers that are 10 units from 0. Can you think of the 2 numbers that are 10 units from 0? I hope you can. So one of the numbers is 10, positive 10. The other number, hopefully you got this by now, Montse, is negative 10. And then we solve these 2 equations. And we undo division here with multiplication. Solving this one. Undo division with multiplication. And there you have it. Remember what I told you. If you ever come down to an absolute value, okay, and it's equal to a negative number, okay, you've cleaned up the outside of it, and you come up with a negative number, the answer is no solution. Because we can't have a negative distance here. Hope you guys are having a good night, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.